We're live.
All right. Well, we found out early this morning that it was Bring a Friend Day tonight. So none of us did, except for Jorge brought two.
We got extras.
Can you introduce your friends?
Yeah. This is my wife and my daughter,
Oh, do they have names?
Jenny and Dolly.
I've already busted my creed, so sorry about that. Okay.
Okay. So I'm not sure what the point was of Bring a Friends except to show support. And
Just for the fun of it.
yeah. So y'all get
Joanna's
to.
also my friend.
Okay.
She won't sit on your bench.
I just worked out. Don't sit by See, I brought my
Okay. For hire. It will cost you something, for sure. Raphael, do you have any friends?
No,
Okay.
I'm friendless.
Maybe when you become lean and mean, you'll have some friends.
Maybe. I don't know. I would have brought the dogs.
Okay, so
Well, I don't know how everyone else's week is gone, but maybe I'll just kind of start off with mine. I kind of struggled this week. A lot of kind of emotional things going on. I have some family health. I've got some dog health stuff, but he's okay, but just a lot going on. And then I have a lot of like appliances and things going out at the house and issues exchanging and stuff. So I struggled a little bit with my eating because I'm kind of an emotional eater. And I didn't knock everything out of my kitchen like I was supposed to. So it was there and available. And so, I didn't do that great this week. And then, of course, Halloween. And then, so it all kind of wrapped into one. So I wasn't real impressed with myself this week, but maybe y'all did better than me. No?
No.
Tell us about your week.
Mine, I came down with a bug last week, so I missed out on about 2 or 3 days of workout last week. So obviously my diet was just shot. And then I'm a stress eater. So anything I could find in the cupboard that was tempting, mostly sweets, I was eating on that stuff. So my
we did
weigh
the same
in
thing.
obviously showed that this time. I gained a pound, but working on it this week.
Yep.
no biggie. We call those no biggies.
Okay.
Who's next? Andy?
So, interestingly, when I started this, I debated whether or not I was going to do this session because I've got, like every other week, I'm traveling throughout this whole 6-week session. And I thought that travel was going to be the harder part, trying to eat right while I'm traveling. And I found that is far easier than being good about eating and meal prepping and all that stuff at home. So, like this weekend, I got back from my trip and I watched football and I did meal prep. So this week, I'm gonna go home tonight and do something because it's hard when you don't, getting up in the morning, doing everything you gotta do and trying to put together meals and snacks and so forth. So the first week that I was home, I did meal prep and it was great. It was easy. I had my little, sectioned, meal things and it worked great. I did a bunch of chicken and sweet potatoes that one Sunday. But I've had to rely on, I've still done okay. Like I've done a lot of mixed nuts for like snacks and fruit. I've struggled on the vegetables because I find if I don't prep and cut the vegetables over the weekend, I don't grab them. So that I think I've struggled with. And I've relied on those tuna fish packs as my protein at work. So I've followed relatively well, but I've done a great job of staying off of sugar. I'm proud of myself for that throughout this whole, so far. But I gotta figure out the vegetable, the green leafy vegetables.
Yep.
I'm struggling with at home. On the road, I kill it because the Marriott has a perfect salad for me every night. But yeah, so.
So they say, here's your salad, Mr. Andy.
Oh yeah. Like every night, it's the same salad, but it's great. It's the one that I recreated at home, but it's got everything in it. It's like chicken and avocado and spinach and bacon bits and
we all saw
a little
that-
bit of
picture.
So I'm not tired of it yet. We'll see. I'll be there again next week, so we'll see if I keep doing it.
All right.
The thing is, the vegetables is a little hard because we're not putting the ¿cómo se llama? Toppers
Yeah, in the container.
in the container. But in the week, all vegetables looks like the bed. It not looks good. Yeah, yeah, it's a little. And now I was trying maybe put every day. But it's hard today. Today and yesterday I had to go take lunch. Or maybe tomorrow. I start again.
Or maybe do like one prep session on the weekend and then one vegetable prep in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps.
Only somebody see the video and say, I need help. I don't know help no more. I help a little bit because, yeah.
He didn't get any help packing this week. So he's like, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I told him there is like chicken, rice, you can pack your own lunch. So as long as it's cooked, he packs it. But then this morning there was nothing, and I was thinking, let's see what he does. Well, he bought lunch.
Yeah.
It's like you
More
pushed the
easy.
bicycle, and then you took your hands off and you fell right down.
My support go down.
Do you have some training wheels you could put on the bicycle?
Who
Yeah,
watches
yes,
him when you two go on trips?
That's right. Nobody. He's on his own, so.
They're always down 2 chickens when they get back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll try this week.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Okay. Mike had promised us that he was going to bring Tracy's cereal, but he forgot this week. And I promised I was going to bring chili, but then I realized that we don't have a microwave here, and I didn't think about a crock pot, so I didn't bring that either. But
And I thought cereal wouldn't be appropriate. It's too cold for cereal. In addition to forgetting.
oh, okay, so it was intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instinctual, I'll call it.
I thought about some of the materials that were sent out this week. There's one that's talking about creating your own dial, stop the pause button, right? So you take these different aspects of each part of your life. So there's social, there's nutrition, there's workout, and you kind of make your own little dial about, okay, so when I can put it all in, that's what this would be, So for instance, like if you were talking about your workouts, right? So all in for me would be 6 days a week, I'm going to CrossFit, right? And then maybe a 1 would be I don't work out at all. And you kind of or I go for a walk at home. Maybe that should be a better one. So you don't do nothing all week, but and then you kind of just see where you can fit that dial in and see which areas you can focus more on, turn it up more or turn it down more to just kind of get some of these habits in place. So I felt like for me that was a really good one to see this week, just because then I can, I'm thinking about the social things that are going on, and I'm like, okay, with my family health, maybe that needs to be, dialed up this week, and my nutrition, clearly I dialed that down this week, so I needed, maybe I can turn it 1 up for next week, and instead of, having the pasta earlier this week when I was super stressed, maybe I, have more vegetables with a little bit of pasta, something like that. So just something to think about as you go through these, because, we're always going to have things that pop up and that change what you're doing with your routine. You have to be able to kind of get around that and not just like stop everything completely. Like if I just threw all my workouts out the window, ate whatever I wanted and stayed in bed all day, then, that's not going to go well for my routine and getting back into it and trying to do things better. So Mike, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I remember that one. It's one of several modules that present really good tools that you can dial in or dial out. And this one, it's a visual that may connect with some people, and then there's other programs and other visuals that connect with other people. So the message for everybody would be to read everything. Don't feel like you have to implement everything, but read everything to see what it's all about and decide for yourself, does that resonate with me or does it not? So that sounds like it resonated with you a little bit. And it's all about recognizing that you can't do everything in every category all at once. Nobody's capable of doing that. So there's times when you need to dial something down, and if you do it more consciously, like, okay, I'm gonna take this to a certain level, but it's a minimum level that I'm satisfied with that'll help me to reach my long-term goals. It's not just zeroing it out or completely forgetting about it. So kind of orienting your life like that. Jolene's a good example. I'll just point to her because she's got 11 different things going on in her life, all of which are tugging hard. And there are some weeks and some days where, you know, the viola is everything, I guess. And other days where I guess the bowling ball riding true and practicing that little, what do you call the spin when you put on it?
The thing that I
Yeah.
can't do.
So all that's, it's all the stuff, and you'll be hitting 180 before you know it. Not that I've ever hit, I actually hit 179 once, but that was out of many, many bowling games. Only one was halfway good. But anyway, I'm sure you'll be great. But it's another little dial you're adding in, so you got to decide, okay, what's the minimum? What's, you know, how much am I going to effort? How much am I going to put into that? You're writing college applications right now and taking tests and trying to keep your grades up and playing soccer and doing CrossFit and coaching CrossFit, and so there's a lot of buckets that you're trying to fill at all at the same time. So some weeks are going to be, you know, focused on one or two things, and others will be others. And then just recognizing that you've got something on pause or pilot light or whatever you want to call it, but knowing that it's not falling apart or it's not disappearing from the plate is a good practice to get into, because you're going to be coming out in just 2.5 weeks. You guys are coming out of this program, and you're going to be taking things out of it that work for you, and hopefully they will become your little buckets that you're paying attention to every week. And if that works, then you will continue to make progress, as this guy did after the program, right?
Yeah.
And then Kevin and Rebecca and a lot of other folks did when they finished out with the program. They just continued down that same path and got all the results that they wanted. So that's it's just finding what tools work for you and then using those tools to help form your habits. Yeah.
Did have y'all read any that stuck out to you so far, or just kind of perusing or a little behind?
A little behind. I think the last thing I saw was the, and I can't remember the doctor's name, that was some psychologist that you had sent us. A video.
Chatterjee?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was the last thing I've seen so far.
So that was a 40-minute interview. So that was
Yeah,
a
it
bit
was actually really good, very interesting.
I thought it was too, and I keep wanting to watch one of his. He's got a reality program in the UK,
Okay.
where he goes into a family and fixes them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and he, you know, they say, okay, we need to lose weight or we need to reduce stress, and he says, no, you need to do all 4 things. Let me introduce you to them, and let's talk about all of them and figure out what's going on. And
Yeah, I
so-
thought it was pretty interesting when he was talking about that one guy that was working like 7 days a week, you know, and then still coming home, still working, and coming to find out that he was stressing himself out to a point where he was almost having a heart attack.
Right.
And then made the changes that one of his buddies was making based off of what that doctor had told him to do, but still was not, you know, taking care of the stress issues,
Right.
limiting himself in terms of the work that he was putting in each and every day. So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's all about balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that thing, I promise you it's worth 40 minutes of your day. So, anybody else?
Thank you for your support for my rehabilitation.
Okay.
Rehabilitation. Okay. And that means you're going to watch a video between
Yeah.
now
Only
and
watching the
Pasado
video.
between
Yeah,
now
only
and next
watching
week.
the video too.
Okay, because the videos are all good.
Yeah.
They're especially curated to entertain and inform. So, have you've been traveling so much?
Yeah, I'll watch it too, and I'm interested. I think I saw something come out today about sugar. Was there one? So I'm interested in. I don't know what that is, if it's a video or an article or whatever, but I want to look into that one as well. So
Yeah, it's a good article.
watch those between now and next week.
Good, good. There's one last week about spices that's worth reading as well too. Turns out that some of those are superpower or superfoods, really healthy, providing a lot of value.
Okay, well, I guess if no one has anything else,
How
should we
about,
end
does
early?
anybody
or-
have a win from this week or last
Oh,
week
that's
that they
okay.
want to share? Something like a food that turned out especially
Yeah,
well? We've
I-
heard about the
Something
soggy vegetables. Was there anything
Something
on-
good this
Yeah,
week.
something good?
Last week, I eat too much in the weekend.
Oh, okay. So
We're going to the party.
So I was asking for good, but that's good. Actually, people like hearing bad stories
Yeah,
more than they
yeah.
like hearing good stories. That's why the news is what it is.
Lots of tacos. Tacos. Yeah, tortillas.
Yeah, it's a lot of tortillas last weekend.
Okay, if you guys come on Saturday, you're going to be eating lots more tacos.
No.
Because I just bought the brisket today and a pork shoulder, and I'm gonna stir fry or saute or roast a bunch of vegetables for stuffing in the tacos.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll be good. So it'll be brisket and or pork and vegetables
For this
for
weekend?
the Fall Fest this weekend. So
Okay.
come to compete or come to cheer or come to eat, your choice.
I have a
So,
question.
yes,
Does
sir.
anybody do like those green, greens powders, like with the So that's one thing that I started. I saw it in one of the write-ups that you initially sent out,
Mhm.
and so I've been doing that in the morning. Like that's the first thing I put in my stomach,
Okay.
and I honestly feel like. I mean, maybe it's in my head, but I honestly feel like it like wakes me up. And I don't know if it's just drinking water right away that kind of energizes the system,
Yeah.
but I am doing the greens as well, and I don't know, it wakes me up, and it seems to give me a little bit more energy in the morning. I don't know if anybody else uses those or tries that.
So I had previously, I haven't done it in a while, but I wasn't drinking it in the morning. I drink it in the evening. Like after a workout, I mixed it with my protein shake and my aminos and, all that kind of stuff. I don't know that I had the same effect. I wonder if it would if I did it in the morning.
On days that I've got some of that here actually and at home, and Driven Nutrition has one. It's called Berries and Greens, B's and G's, and it's really good. It's almost like drinking Kool-Aid or something. But I put it in plain yogurt with some nuts. Actually, I'll dump some of the cereal that you guys will never get because I'm eating it too much. But I'll put some cereal in with the yogurt and a scoop of that stuff. And so it's hard to tell. It's a good snack and it tastes great. But I'm doing it mostly because I'm thinking, today I haven't really hit the vegetables enough to get all the micronutrients that I want to get out of those. I'll be eating a lot of vegetables tonight, but I haven't done anything. It's 2 PM and I haven't had any yet, except for a piece of lettuce on my sandwich or something. But yeah, so I think that's really a good thing to have in your arsenal because of those days where, and this is important, find something that you can inventory that you can grab if a day's not going well, or if something's happening where you're off schedule and you're not going to have time to do something. Have a thing you can grab, and one thing that we have access to is Atomic Nutrition, which is those frozen meals that go to you by mail. You can have a few of those in the freezer and always grab one of those if something, if suddenly your meal prepping is run out or your vegetables are soggy or whatever. But so that's good. And then we were talking about HEB earlier. They've got a bunch of ready to go grab stuff in the little case on the right when you're walking towards the produce section. And it ain't the cheapest way to eat, but it's certainly better than going to a fast food restaurant. Because you almost went to a fast food restaurant, right? Or maybe to a food truck or something. Yeah, and if you have one of these quick grab things, then you can just use that for your backup. I'd like to spend the remaining time talking about my spreadsheet.
Oh, yes.
Which I've talked about probably briefly before, but I just want to show you all where it's at and not talk about too much about the details. Let's see if this thing will zoom in. So far, it's not zooming. Okay, so anyway, this is a spreadsheet, and the sections that I just want to make sure everybody knows are being filled in every week are the following. and this is per person. So weigh in, which means you come in on Monday or close to Monday and get weighed. You look at the percent body fat and the body weight, and we're looking for trends, okay? The absolute numbers, who cares, but the trends are pretty revealing and pretty consistent. Coaches check-in, which is kind of up to y'all. Whenever you want to come talk to me, then or talk to Christine now, then you spend a little time. You come by. It could be a casual thing right here while you're in the gym, and a quick conversation around when you're getting weighed in, or something more substantial, depending on what y'all are looking for. But we actually monitor and check out when people do their coaches check. So that's one of the features of the program that you guys should take advantage of. And you guys, all of you guys have done a really good job of that already. We've had plenty of conversations. We're marking the workouts, and all of y'all are doing great on that too. So that's been really good. With not just you guys, but the people that aren't here tonight, they've all been doing really well on workouts. So nobody's really stubbing their toe on that. The meetings can be either the live meetings here or watching the video and commenting on the video. So we're monitoring that and making sure that everybody's kind of staying up with that. And then the challenge that we present every week, which is the rowing, the running, the assault bike, plus the little special challenge that we have every week. So what this does, all the X's on this spreadsheet helps me to see, and helps Christine to see, is who we need to do an intervention with. Like somebody's fallen off the wagon, or they've lost concentration on the program, or a life event has occurred and they're off the program and they just haven't told us yet. We try to do something to make sure that they can get back on track and get the benefits that we know they'll get if they just stay on the program. And I will say that in the other times we've run this program, last year and this year, there have been people in every single group that did fall off the wagon, that some of the reasons were pretty justifiable and understandable for sure. But we want to try to intervene as much as possible to regain the focus. I'd had one of those conversations today with somebody, and we made a plan for doing things a little bit differently. So we'll continue to do that. But some of this stuff you guys got to put in the work. You got to decide, yes, this is important for me, and I'm going to do it. Reading the materials is one of those things. I mean, especially developing the skill sets that the different ways of these things are presenting on how to determine who you are, what your values are, where you want to be 6 months, 12 months from now, and how you're going to get there, and how you're going to plan to get there. What are you going to do today and tomorrow to take those steps towards that plan? Those things are all just kind of mental discipline things, and mental discipline is a lot easier when you have a structure of some sort. So this program gives you a couple of different ideas on structure, and there's a lot of different options out there for that kind of thing. And these are just some of them here that I think are pretty good. So anybody have any other comments before we shut her down? Okay, you guys have a great week. I hope your Halloween was great. I hope you don't have much stuff left at the house, because it could be bad news if you do.
Yeah, we were dumping at the end. We were just giving huge handfuls.
Hey kid, come back.
We
Come
can't
back,
have
back.
this at the house.
Hey you, where are you going? Come here, bring that bag over here. Okay guys, sayonara.